And welcome to Game 2. We have Rogue's Passage and Swamp, our only lands. We have a Rakdos Key Rune. So if we hit a mountain, we're doing good. And we are on the draw. So I'm going to take the gamble and keep this. If we hit any land whatsoever, we get the Key Rune and we have red. We have Shambler and Reveler that we can play. So, let's take the gamble here. F6. That's not a mountain. Swamp. Go. And beer pouring time. I'm currently drinking, for anyone interested. A Czech Pilsner made at West Coast Brew. So we have drawn another Swamp, which doesn't get our Gorehouse Chainwalker down on the ground. And we will sandbag the Rogue's Passage as long as possible. We are quite likely going to have to play it out there just to get a Key Rune or something like that. Shambler out. But it's very nice to have the Rogue's Passage in your hand and secret. If you're going to sandbag a land, Rogue's Passage is recommended. But fortunately for me, my opponent seems to have nothing. So I'm going to get out this Splatter Thug. Because Splatter Thug is, as they say in the army, good. For anyone wondering, I was never in the army. Stab Wound on the Unleashed Splatter Thug is just about the best target for Stab Wound. I'll beat in for my 1. I'm trading for the 2 that my opponent gets. So, I can Key Rune and Chainwalker here. And then have a much larger next turn. Which I think is what I want to do. These questions. Stab Wound was removal. Stab Wound was removal that we saw. I was wondering about opponent's removal earlier. Okay. Both of these, he's probably going to block the Chainwalker. If he does block the Splatter Thug, then I don't even think I Augur Spree it to save it. Yes. Your thing is dead. Once again. I can play a 3-drop. The Dead Reveler is 1 bigger than the Sewer Shambler. I don't know that my opponent will be even putting anything out onto the board next turn, so I want the 1 more power. Because of yes. Also, we have Rogue's Passage, so once we have the Sewer Shambler out there, and have played out our hand, essentially, we can use it to get around things like Trestle Troll. which is not something that we are going to want to Traitorous Instinct. Yeah, there's two more. Okay, so I can lose my Rakdos Key Rune here by activating it and beating with everything in order to get a larger Cryptborn Horror, which I think is absolutely fine in this instance, because it makes a larger Cryptborn Horror by 3. Because he's not blocking one of the other 3 drops, or he will be taking 7 rather than 4. Yeah, in theory he's going to block the Rakdos Key Rune, but maybe he's seen my Augur Spree tricks and is wise. No, he's going for it. Seems alright, being willing to trade the Trestle Troll for my trick, but he is not going to trade the Trestle Troll for the trick. He is just going to be facing Large Dude. Welcome to Large Dude Town. Population Bizcoot. So I'd like to apologize in advance for not getting the full 9 games out of this draft that the previous 2 have gotten. What are his 5 cards? I don't understand this entirely. Ah! Assassin Strike. I cannot play that because I no longer have Key Rune. Traitorous Instinct kills him here? Yeah. Does Rogue's Passage kill him? Yeah. Okay, so I guess we just Rogue's Passage, hold our cards in our hand, wait for something better to Traitorous Instinct. Sewer Chandler would be nice to get out there, but it may even be better not to do any of that. No. Let's Rogue's Passage our Cryptborn Horror. That way he can only take 3 damage off of what he would take rather than 4, which makes the difference between 10 and 11. Because if you were to block the Horror, he would absorb 4 of that into the Troll. Now he's only absorbing 3. And he's got something. He's got something. Ah, Launch Party. Okay. He gets to survive. To play something that's probably just going to be Traitorous Instincted. So Traitorous Instinct there would have been countered with a Launch Party. Oh, it doesn't get Traitorous Instincted. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I can't block. Nor can I Explosive Impact. Alright, this is interesting. If I beat with everything, he probably just kills the Chain Walker. I'm left with a Reveler and a Splatter Thug. I'll be taking 2 next turn. He'll take 4, going to 3. I'll play out the Shambler so I have something to block the Rubbleback Rhino, because I probably want that. But if he's at 3, I can just Rogue's Passage in for the last of it. In theory, we've seen all the removal that we saw last game. So we are into uncharted territory. Maybe he has Jared in his hand and can't play it. Yes, as we suspected. First strike. Second strike. Shambler strike. I don't think he's going to attack with his Rhino anyway, but if he does, we don't want to be susceptible to any tricks. We will just jump with the Shambler, get it in the yard, not even scavenge later because it's just Rogue's Passage on the Reveler that gets us the win here. Seemingly barely surviving the stab wound. Post-combat creature that gets explosive impacted. Explosive impact just seems like Traitor's Instinct. Actually, keep it simple. Risking death, if he has anything to do about this, we lose. Because we take 5 from his creatures and 2 from the stab wound, but he doesn't. And that is round 1. Let's see you round 2.